All right. Good evening, everybody. And we're excited again to be with you all this week on Live with Liz. We have the masters of Rock the Pink Live, Michelle Thomas, her and her husband, Tim Thomas. They do Rock the Pink Live every single week, or most weeks. We were just talking about that. But it's just a really, really nice time that we get to go together and to connect and to grow and to learn. And I am extremely passionate about this topic that Michelle is going to share with us tonight. Michelle is a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and just phenomenal. You're going to be in Raleigh for Super Saturday, and I'm uber excited about that.
So is that where most of your team is then?
Yes. So I'm about an hour from Raleigh, and most of us are an hour or 2 hours from Raleigh. So.
Okay, well, we just created, I think, the opportunity event like yesterday or something. So get on that and make sure you start promoting the Friday night. But Elizabeth, thank you so much for having me on tonight. And I know it's a small group, just a few of us on this call right now, but I think that hopefully a lot of people can watch the recording because my husband and I, it's this time of year, like it's the holiday season, it's Christmas, it's the new year. We live in Ohio. It's the cold season. It's the season where like you walk outside and you're like, nope, I'm thankful I work from home. I don't want to go anywhere, but you have to be out and about, and it's cold, and it's the season where people go through feeling blah and depressed and, so, my husband and I, we spent a lot of time kind of just strategizing and talking about things. And, with Plexus, I feel like as the business part of things, because that's what we're talking about is the business aspect of Plexus. And I'm going to kind of finish it up with what I feel like, kind of wrap it all together. My thoughts are all over the place. I think it's just because I have so much that I'm excited about and I'm anticipating, it is the holiday season. And so people aren't necessarily focused on working the business. Although this, if you're not focused on actually reaching out daily to people, you're probably missing some opportunity because December is actually one of the best months to join. People actually start thinking about network marketing more in December than almost any other month because people are they've challenged, or they're sick of how they feel. They're eating all kinds of junk, and then they also are spending too much money. So they're looking for a way to make money, and they're looking for a way to feel better. So the holiday season is actually prime time to talk to people. They may not pull the trigger, or they may not, jump in this week because it's the week before Christmas. So financially, they might have to wait until the week after Christmas or January. But every seed that you plant in the month of December is what you're going to reap when it comes January, February, March, April, May, which is the biggest months of our industry, which is health and wellness. So anyways, I just want to say that. But, Elizabeth asked me for a title of my topic, and I said motivation is overrated. And some people are probably like, what's that mean? Well, the reason why I say motivation is overrated, there is a place for motivation. There is a place where you listen to that video, or you listen to a speaker and you're like, oh, I'm motivated. Like, let's do this, and you get that like unction in you, or, there's a place that's why we always say plug into calls, plug into trainings, plug into team meetings, because, you get motivated to take action, and all those things are great. But we were reading an article last night, and it was talking about the best way to get motivated is to give up. And so actually it's not really giving up, but what it's meaning is give up on trying to get motivated. Like because what that actually says is that everything you do in this business, or everything you do in life, is based on a feeling. Then, like, you have to feel something in order to take action.
Oh, wow.
And then if you think about it, like, I need to get motivated. Well, the reality is most of us have all the motivation in the world. Like, we have big dreams, goals. We want to buy these things for our family, our kids. We want to stay at home, quit a job and move. We have motivations in us. We should be the most motivated people in the world. But here's the problem. Most people are dictated by their feelings. And so they get up every day and they decide what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do based on how they feel. And so when I said motivation is overrated, stop focusing on the feeling, stop focusing on the motivation, and just start getting, or, here's a question that I will ask. And, do you think that we need more motivation, or do you think that we need more discipline? And I would say from a team leading standpoint, from a team leader, I would say that discipline is probably the hardest thing for people, because I've said that from the very beginning that nothing in Plexus is difficult. We take, it's a pink drink. You drink once a day. It's easy. You have 1 minute a day. You can do Plexus. The concept of Plexus is very, very simple. The business in Plexus is very, very simple. It's $35 a year. Everything in Plexus is super simple. We should be the most excited people. It should be easy to get people to jump on board, because we have an opportunity of a lifetime. But the problem is that people really struggle with consistency, and they struggle with the daily activity. And so that goes back to oh, sorry, I have my family walking in. So anyways, that goes back on dictating what you're going to do based on your feeling, instead of coming up with what you're going to do and just doing it because you actually believe that this is a viable business. This is an actual vocation. This is an actual business that will reward you for your efforts. And so I was also going to read this. I love this book, Millionaire by Halftime. It's by Presley Swaggerty. And if you want to get it, you have to go to his website. Don't try to go to Amazon or think that you can't find it. So go to Presley Swaggerty, Millionaire by Halftime. But one of his principles that he has is called the as-if principle. It says, but Presley, what if I don't feel excited? Well, good question. After all, we're human and our emotions change on a daily or even hourly basis. What if you wake up and you're not excited? Because we all live real lives, like what if, we go to bed and we're energized and we're supercharged and we've listened to tons of testimonies and we're like, yes, I feel it, like I'm going out and conquering the world. And then we wake up in the morning and we get a flat tire. We're going to be out $400 and, or whatever. Or something blows our bubble, like pops our bubble. But anyways, what do you do then if you're not excited? He said, here's the key. He said, your emotions dictate your actions, but your actions can also dictate your emotions. Use the as-if principle. Act as if you are excited. If you act excited, you'll soon feel excited. So act excited. Act with urgency. As a result, you will soon feel swept away by the feeling of enthusiasm that you're looking for. Your feelings will ultimately catch up and mirror your actions. Use your enthusiasm to get everyone you know to see a business presentation, and your opportunity will sell itself just as it did for you. Every phone call you make, every appointment you set, and every conversation you take part in, have a sense of urgency. So that's his as-if principle. Do it as if you feel excited. Do it as if this. And what you'll find is that when you start doing the disciplined daily activity, your excitement, your enthusiasm, your urgency, business will start to grow. All of that is going to meet you there because of what you're doing. Okay. Going on here, I actually took some notes so I can say, okay, so a couple of things that my team is started to do that have been huge success is that, going along with the whole discipline thing. Well, it's easy to not do activity. Like it just is. Like no one really knows, if you're reaching out to people, it's easy to kind of blame it. Like if you blame, it's easy to play the blame game. Like if no one's joining your team, well, no one wants to join my team, but are you really doing the work? That's the kind of thing that I always ask, like, well, are you really, tell me a little bit about what you're doing in your daily activity to see if we need to modify some stuff. And so, one of the things that's worked really well, I don't know, Elizabeth, if you know, like the action stack, the paper that's called the action stack, where it's like IPA. Well, several leaders on my team are just or just joining up with a power partner, somebody that's on the same, they could be a sideline, someone that's, you know, maybe gold working towards senior gold, silver working towards gold, someone that's like-minded. And I say like-minded because you don't want to join up with somebody who's like, one person is motivated, one person's not motivated, you know, or one person wants it, one person doesn't. I mean, link arms with somebody who is going places, you know, link arms with somebody that wants it. And then you hold each other accountable. And so one of the things that they're doing is that they're holding each other accountable to that daily action stack. So they have to do their daily action stack, and they have to report done every day. And what they have found is that that little bit of accountability is exploding their personal business and exploding their team, because it's not, we've also said this forever, it's not about the amount of time that you work, it's about the intentional time that you work. And doing something like checklist, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, is intentional time. It will produce results with consistency. And so anyways, okay, so that's the power partner action stack. Okay. So the same goes with the whole thing about motivation. Motivation, you know, if you don't feel motivated one morning, you know, say, you don't have to like fake it till you make it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, tell yourself, hey, man, I don't feel it today. Like, recognize it. Like, I am just not feeling it. And so, but still decide that you are going to do your activity, you know, listen to a good testimony, send that testimony on to a friend, you know, get yourself in the right state of mind and do it anyway. And the same goes for fear. You know, a lot of times people, two of the things I feel like people struggle with the most is the lack of consistency. So your daily activities. And then the other part is just fear, being fearful to post on Facebook, being fearful to reach out, being fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of success. I mean, there's just a million things that people struggle with. And, you know, people try to overcome fear by listening to tons of stuff, like how do you overcome fear? How do you do this or this? The analogy that comes to mind is like, okay, if you're going to jump off a platform 30 feet up in the air, are you going to be afraid? Yes. Like, I don't care what you do to psych yourself out. You will, if you are going to jump off that platform, you're going to have to do it afraid. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to recognize that you're scared, but you have to have the persistence to do it anyways. And you have to have the feeling of no matter what, I'm doing this. So the whole thing about fear and overcoming it is that I just believe that the only way to overcome fear is by doing what you're fearful of, and just keep doing it. And soon it's going to become something that you're not actually that afraid of anymore. Mm-hmm. And sorry, let's get distracted. Okay. So anyways, I'm like, my husband's always like, you're like, stay focused, you know. If I see something, I'm like, squirrel. And so that's something I struggle with. Anyways, but overcoming fear, I mean, my personal story is I had extreme fear of speaking, like public speaking. Even on a call like this would have just totally, when I first started, I mean, I could not have done it. Like, I'm telling you, from where I started 4 years ago to where I am now, it is by the grace of God. It is by my persistence, my diligence, my walking through things afraid. It is because I wanted it more than my fear. It's because I was willing to do things completely terrified. When I was almost gold, I mean, I was great. I had years and years of working this business. I'm not working this business. I had years and years of working in a corporate world doing sales. So I was great at one-on-one. Like, I love, like, go meet me for coffee, or go, you know, I'll talk to you. Like, I love all that. But I didn't even like to play charades. Like, I didn't even like to stand up in front of my family. Like, that's how scared I was of just being on spotlight. Well, when I was almost gold in my Plexus business, we did some opportunity meetings, and I told my upline and my friend Sonia Dudley, I said, I'll go to the meetings. I'll be there. I'll get people there, but I won't speak, and I won't even share my testimony. Like, I was so scared to talk, I wouldn't even stand up to share my testimony. Wow. And so, like, after that, I had read a book that said the person with the marker makes the money. I think it's Eric Worre that says that. Uh-huh. And And here's the thing, I was so scared, but at the same time, I wanted the success and the freedom, the financial freedom. And I knew that there was like a gap. I knew that all of that fear that was in me was going to hold me back and keep me bound to like this certain level. And because reality is that you don't want to just have a ton of people on your team. You want leaders. The only way that I was going to become a leader to my team was to overcome things that had me bound in fear. And public speaking was one huge, huge thing. And so the only way that I did it was I just did it afraid. I just stood up. I made a fool of myself sometimes. I got tongue-tied. I said things wrong. But what I found was that the more that I do it, the more it's not a fear anymore. And it's actually become something that I crave. Like I actually crave it now. And like, how can you go from being so terribly fearful of something to actually being something that you crave? It's just because you kind of you shifted. I mean, you did it afraid to the point to where you found your passion in it. So anyways, so just to kind of close, like, or to finish up, like my thoughts is that you're with Plexus. You are a Plexus ambassador. This is a simple, exciting business. We are promoting, this is the simplicity of it. We are promoting a pink drink that you drink once a day. It helps to regulate blood sugar levels. If you need to know the importance of regulating blood sugar levels, do your research. Get some understanding on how that impacts people's long-term health. And then the second thing is stop focusing and worrying about getting to diamond. Stop it. Like, stop worrying about getting to emerald. Stop worrying about getting to sapphire. Stop worrying about getting to ruby. Focus on silver. Don't think about, I need to go out and I have to add, 50 more people. Go find somebody that needs to make $300 to $500 a month. Go find someone that $300 to $500 a month will change their life, because that is how you will get to wherever you want to go. Go find a bunch of people that $300 to $500 would be the difference makers and help a bunch of people go silver, because truly the simplicity of this business is the power of three. If you aren't focusing on the power of three, then you will never get to where you want to go anyways. So dumb down the business, make it super, super simple, and duplicate yourself that way, because I was just reading this last thing. Okay, so anyways, that's one thing that I learned from being under Sheila Medina, Plexus First Diamond. She was so good about, don't worry about, diamond. Don't worry about the fact that I'm a diamond. This has totally changed my life. But the way I got to diamond was helping people earn $300 to $500. Like, who do you know that needs $300 to $500? Because that's the average silver ambassador. That's how much the average silver ambassador makes. And so what happens is a lot of times people think, people start talking to new prospects and oh, you could go to the top of the company. Oh, you could make $100,000 a year. And then what happens when their first paycheck is a couple $100? They're like, oh my gosh, this is so far. A couple $100 is so far from $100,000 a year. And they're like, this is going to be so much work. Well, let's bring it back, because the average person is, $300 to $500 a month. If they could make that money, that would be a huge impact on their financial makeup. And for me, I have to keep it that simple, because when I joined Plexus, I just wanted to make enough money to help pay for my kids to play sports, to help make enough money to help pay for a pair of shoes. $300 to $500 a month. I mean, 4 years later, if that's what I had consistently made every year, every month, and I was still in the same place, I would still be as thankful for my Plexus business, because that is what I started out needing. Mm-hmm. The fact that I went to the top of the company is it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
But the reality is that it's that first $300 to $500 was a life changer. Mm-hmm. And so focus on the $300 to $500. Don't focus on the $400,000.
Oh, I love it.
Because you will, people will stop. They'll feel like it's too difficult, and it's really not too difficult. It's just that they're making it difficult. They're focusing on this big, big thing instead of focusing on the small, tangible things. So focus on silver and see your business absolutely, totally explode and take off. And I think that's about it.
Yes. Oh, So I know you mentioned Leslie Zane at the very beginning, and we had the training with Leslie Zane here in Raleigh with Jamie Copeland. I always want to say Monahan. And she rocked my entire world. And she rocked all of our worlds that we were there. And I thank you for just kind of like bringing that back full circle, back to the silver. She, focused on a lot of silver, especially the leaders dinner we had Friday night. But I love that you shared $300 to $500 a month. That is, like you said, that's what I needed. That's what, you might have needed. That's what so many of us need. Worrying about the 400,000 when it gets there, I feel like most people that actually get there are shocked that they got there anyway.
Right. Yeah, if you would have asked me, I didn't join to be a diamond. I didn't believe that I could be a diamond. I joined to make enough money to pay for my products. Mm-hmm. I wanted to lose some weight. I joined to pay for my products, which is silver. You focus on getting people making money.
Yeah.
Let the excitement build from there, because when they think, oh, wow, I did this and I'm making this much, what's the potential? Let that open up people's eyes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Such good tips, Michelle. And thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to share with us. I'm excited that we have the recording that we can share with others because of holidays or, maybe Bible groups that they're in some of those that couldn't be on. Some of them are sick because of the weather changes here in North Carolina. So they're taking their X Factor. But thank you so much, Michelle. And I'm excited to see you in literally, 3 weeks in Raleigh?
I know. Oh, my gosh, you said that, and I just about had to oh, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, 3 months. You got plenty of time to prepare.
It's not very far away.
I know.
So excited. I'm so excited. I've never been to Raleigh, so a total new group of people. I think it's just going to be a blast. We're excited.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. It really will. Thank you so much.